Holla and cheers. Steven here from Long Beach Watch Club. We're diving into two things today. The juice. On bottle today, we have an Eagle Rare. That's a 10-year aged bourbon. Like a lot of us over COVID, we discovered this, and like the watch world, not available. You have to find that on the gray market. Second, we're going to be talking Baltic watches. Let's go. So let's dip into this collaboration. It's a Tricompax, tropical Tricompax, and it's a collaboration between Baltic Watch Company and Perpétuel Gallery. Even better, it's got a little bit of that Middle Eastern secret sauce, making it extra good. Let's give this a little bit of a real-time wrist roll. That's a 6.7-inch slim wrist. Check out that thickness. Overall, very tasty proportions. Let's chat Baltic, the brand. It is a French brand, and they're very vintage inspired. Okay, clearly you get some Paul Newman flavor in there. Paul Newman, the dude in the Daytona. So, French company, vintage designs. Now, they do sell directly to the consumer. So, when we're talking about this in the enthusiast community, this is a microbrand. And in other words, smaller batch stuff. This one was limited to 200 pieces. And when we're looking at microbrands, typically they try to cut down the cost to the consumer. So this is a small batch piece, only limited to 200 pieces here. And they do, while they are vintage inspired and designed in France, assembled in France, they do a lot of their production in Asia, which cuts down the cost to consumer. Again, it is direct. Let's talk chronographs. Now, when we're comparing this chronograph, obviously it has some legendary inspired language design like the Paul Newman right there. We want to compare it to other chronographs within this price point. One company, an independent brand over in Asia, Kurono Tokyo, does something very similar. They have a mechanical chronograph. When I say mechanical, it's either automatic or manual wind, something that will last forever. It's a tool watch. And those chronographs are about the same price point, anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000. And that's a solid comparison. If you want to look at, for example, like legacy watches or legacy brands within the same price point, I would be talking about this gray market. We're looking at the Speedy Moon watch, caliber 1861 or 861. You can get like a head only around like the $3,000 range. Another cool watch to look at is the Tag Heuer reissues. Like basically it's a Heuer reissue of the Carrera. And those can also be had around the mid 3K range depending on your dial variation. I do know a trend with a lot of watches nowadays is like almost a faux patina. Actually, it is a faux patina. This one is done tastefully because it's done on the dial and not on the lume. So looking at this, it looks like it's faded, but it's not made to look like it's beat up by the sun. When we're talking about faux patina, a perfect example or modern example of that would be like the new first Omega in space. It's a chronograph and the markers are like yellow tinged to make it look like it's like creamy and aged, whereas the original didn't have that. So they're trying to make it look like it's a tritium watch. Another thing that I think is important with microbrands is oftentimes they are head-only watches and they focus on the dial a lot. This is a very nice bracelet. It reminds me a lot of like the Forstner flat link bracelet, which the Speedy bracelet notoriously is like a horrendous bracelet, and they'll go to like Uncle Brand or Forstner and they'll put like on a flat link. This one comes stock on a very silky bracelet, and it has a signed clasp. Still has a sticker there. Even better, looking at that clasp on the sides